You think of any successful sporting team, successful business, or any enterprise in the history of mankind, most of those particular enterprises had a very clear goal, okay? And the best part of that is when you can get to a common goal. So if you think about this, let's take a sporting team for an example. If they start at the start of the season and they say, as a common goal, we are going to win the grand final this year no matter what, okay? And everyone in that particular team and all stakeholders are involved in that and enrolled into that goal, that's what we call a common goal. Because if you think about it, the business owner can have a goal, right? But if some of the people that are working there, let's just say the PA or the receptionist or someone else in the organisation is not enrolled, that's the business owner's goal, not a common goal. I tell you, I heard a great story many years ago about John F. Kennedy back in the 1960s when they were first going to space. And he went over to NASA and they were doing a big tour and he met one of the janitors. And he said to the janitor, you know, what are you doing here? And basically he said, I'm getting a man on the moon. And that story always sticks with me because everyone was enrolled into the overall goal of let's get someone to the moon. Obviously it was a common goal. So my question to you is, what's your common goal in your business? Are all of the stakeholders in your business and surrounding your business got commonality to the goal? I'm going to give you a little bit more. Is your family, are your friends enrolled into your goal? You know, is your wife, husband, spouse, you know, kids, whoever, whatever that looks like in your particular case, does everyone know about that? Or is it just you sitting down there in your head thinking about it? Okay, to be common, it obviously needs to be spoken about as well. So let's go through a little bit of how you can come up with a common goal. Now, you need to have, as the business owner, have a very big critical think about what is going to be the best for your business, because maybe the PA or the janitor or however that looks in your business might not be the one to come up with the big goal. So before you go in and start having meetings with people, grabbing them all in and saying, let's come up with this thing called a common goal, you got to have a pretty good frame of reference of what's going to be the best in your business. Now, it could be number of clients, it could be profit or gross profit or sales, it could be culture, it could be anything, okay, that you want to put. It could be customer service. Now here's the point, write this down, is it must be tangible, okay? It can't be some fluffy type of number or just a theme. It needs to have, hey, we want this by then, okay? So it needs a time frame and it needs to be specific to make it, so you know when you get there, whether you actually got there. The most disempowering thing for a team is when they don't know whether they won or lost the game, okay? Or where they fared. We got to have a specific and also a time frame. So you need to have a critical think. Then you need to get your stakeholders and or team around you to create it. Now, the first thing you do not do, make sure you write this down, that you don't come in and say, all right, everyone, the goal of this company is to have sales revenue of X. Okay, because that will not work in a million years. They'll be all saying, well, that's just his or her goal, that's not my goal. So you're going to put it out to them, and through a process of asking some key questions, getting them to kind of weigh, you know, maybe some prior thoughts that you've had coming to the meeting, so that we can then agree it with commonality. Why have I got brackets down here? I'll tell you why. Is that any good common goal should have one of these. It should have a jingle, okay, so that everyone, you know, it just comes off the tongue. I'll tell you a good example. Coaching an accountant many years ago, and it was actually at the start of 2008. And we basically sat down and I said, you know, what's important in your business? And we critically thought this thing out. And at the time they said, hey, we think our common goal needs to be around number of clients. And at the time they had about 700 clients in this particular accounting firm. Okay. And basically we said, all right, well, what's the goal? So they said, look, within about a year and a half, if we could get to 1,000 of clients, that would be a huge increase, based on their resources and productivity of team, etc. That would be a big thing. So the jingle that they came up with was 1,009 clients by the end of 2009. So simply, 1,009 by 2009. Great little jingle. Then everyone, when they had new team coming in, they'd say, our common goal here, Bob or Mary as the new employee, is 1,009 by 2009. So great little jingle. As the coach, I even used to ring them. I'd ring up the receptionist and just say, hey, it's Bruce here, I've forgotten that common goal, what is it? And they'd say 1,009 by 2009. So what's your common goal? Has it got a jingle? Is every person enrolled into that goal, or is it just you? Have you just thought about it? Is it written down? Is it on the wall? That's when we really get focused on where you're traveling. Now, I think you should be doing this in your business. I want to see that. I'd love to see some feedback from you. So let's go out and get a common goal and enroll your team of where you're going.